getting ready for everybody to join us. Got a dog in the background right there looking at you, panting away. It's a little hot for her. With some new babies that were born a couple of days ago.
They're a little over 48 hours old.
Yes, they are. Exactly. And let's see, can anybody hear me? Hillside Council's with us. Good. Rhonda Lee's with us from Colorado. He says from warm Colorado. Yeah, well, not as warm as it is in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's. We've been having a really nice spring, but now I think summer's here with vengeance, and I think we've got 100-degree days coming up. So let's see. Gentle Giants is with us. Freedom painting, not panting. Freedom painting. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Freedom on here before. If you're new to us, then thanks for joining us. We appreciate that. Good. We've got a few people joining us already. That's good. We're going to get started here in a moment. We'll just wait. Tammy's just doing a little bit of tidy up. Are you, Tammy?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing what mommies do best.
What mommies do best? Tidy up. So I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about Sarah Schilling's with us. Hi, Sarah. Good to have you with us. So we had a letter Friday. What was it, about 4 o'clock, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll hear in a second. Friday, 4 o'clock. I want to talk about this in the back end. Friday, 4 o'clock. So now we are Sunday. We're 2 and a bit. We're 28 hours into this. Yeah,
no,
2 days.
48.
Excuse me. So, thank you. Yeah, 50 hours. So yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, so I don't know prices.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about all that at the end. Right.
We don't know what the DNA is
Yeah.
yet.
We'll show you the puppy a bit. I want to talk a little bit about the timing of the C-section because this one was a little bit tricky, and I always get concerned about this. So let me tell you the scenario here. So let's just raise this thing up here so you can see Mama. Here comes Mama. I'll get out of the way. She had 5 babies. And it all went well. But it was so always the problem here is, especially with the weekend, I don't like having puppies in the middle of the night. We've got really good vets, and they, I'm sure, would be there for us. We have emergency numbers, we can get hold of them. They've always been absolutely super reliable for us. But that's not the case for everybody, and I'd never like to rely on that. Plus, if you're doing things, we've got to go 45 minutes, an hour away. You're driving kind of through the countryside. You've got deer out there on the road. If you're doing this, it typically means that she's already starting to go into labor, so you're getting in a hurry. There's nothing good about running and racing to have a C-section. And then for some of you, if you have to have a C-section after hours, you can start getting into emergency hospitals. The price gets crazy. I mean, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. I mean, crazy prices. Not for us here in Oklahoma. We typically pay something between $800 and $1,000, maybe another $100 for an emergency C-section on top of that. So it's just not that significant, that part of it. But if you have to go to an emergency hospital after hours, you typically get the most junior person in the whole place who may not have done many, if any, C-sections before. And I really think the level of care that you're going to get is not going to be as good as that vet who's done 50 of these things in the last few years. So, but look, if you get caught having to have a C-section, after hours, well, you just got to do what you got to do. I think that just to say I'm going to tough it out is a dangerous scenario. Certainly, Frenchies can have puppies naturally. This girl right here, she had 5 puppies. One of them was a big puppy that would have got stuck. I just don't think there'd be a hope in hell that she'd had a successful natural birth. I think we'd have got in big time trouble, and then we'd have a C-section as well. So looking at the questions here, we had a C-section recently, and the vet let us come back and help, and it happened on the 4th of July weekend. Cynthia Gale says, yes, right, absolutely right, yeah. So we were there for this C-section. We're there for all of our C-sections. We're lucky. We've got a relationship with our vet. They trust us. In fact, we're there to help shake the puppies down. I mean, we had Tammy and myself and a vet tech, and it took all 3 of us to get this done because the puppies are coming that quick, and it typically takes 4 or 5, 6, 7 minutes to get a puppy breathing properly. And the next puppy has come within a few minutes of the first puppy. So they're starting to stack up, and we don't want that to happen. So The vet knows that we know what we're doing, and the vet wants us there, and it's a great relationship. Anyway, but I want to go into the C-section situation, timing of C-sections, because on this girl here, her first due date, 61 days from her first AI, was the day before we did the C-section. That was it would have been a Thursday. Her Thursday, her temperature was still 100.6. So over the years, I have learned that probably the single best thing for timing C-sections is temperature, but you don't always see it. The next best thing is probably, I mean, I can tell you, progesterone. I'm not a strong believer in progesterone these days. I am as far as mating, but not as far as timing C-sections. The problem with progesterone levels is they can drop rapidly, and just because they're high doesn't tell you how close they are. Her progesterone level on a fine care machine was 11.6 half a day before we decided to do the C-section. So that wasn't particularly helpful. But she stopped eating food the day beforehand. She'd been doing some nesting that night, and that for me, never done any nesting before, that for me is like a puppy's in 24 hours. So come Friday, which was her second due date, we did 2 back-to-back breedings. We did a second mating on a progesterone level of 30, which is high. So I knew that we were in the right place. Plus, she got 5 puppies on board. There was no doubt that she was bred properly. So we elected to say we're going to have the puppies, taking the puppies. We're doing it today. We're not going to wait for a lower progesterone level. We're not going to wait for signs of labor. We're just going to go do it. And it was the right. Excuse me. It was the right decision. The puppies were born with hair on their faces. They were fine.
Well, we knew exact days that she was bred. 2 days.
We did. Yes. You want to put your mic on, Tami? Let me just press this button for you. Is it going green on you? There you go. Get Tami mic'd up because she's doing stuff in the background here. So the thing here is that we didn't have
Let
everything.
me just say this.
Yes.
We knew exactly which days that she was bred.
Right. We did.
Which were 2 days in a row.
So,
But the problem with that is if your dog is not very pregnant, then that window that you think you're in is wrong. You bred the dog either early or late, and because of that, you've got a small litter. And your 61 days is incorrect because it's not from the right time. That is the problem with this. It is an art to this. And the problem is...
And let me just say this. You need to know your female on how she does in her pregnancies.
Well, that
First
helps.
time mamas is a guess game.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That's I mean, I get phone calls all the time where people's dogs are hooked up naturally. They don't know when they hooked up, and they don't know when they don't know when they should do a C-section time it. And the answer is you look for this temperature drop, and the temperature typically on most dogs drops from a temperature that was initially a week beforehand at about 100.5. It drops down, and it gets down to 99.0 or less puppies within 24 hours, and it's almost exclusively true. Her temp was 99.1 when we took the puppies. So she had made a dramatic, most dogs do it slowly. She went from 100.6 to 99.1 in less than 24 hours. So, that was, I was glad to see that temperature drop, otherwise I'd been very confused on this. But the problem with this is that a lot of vets will just time C-sections purely off when they did the AI, and that's a mistake. I mean, it gets you in the ballpark, and 80% of the time it's probably going to be fine. But if you take puppies more than 2 days early, you're going to get in shit creek because their lungs are not developed, the surfactant to make their lungs uncrinkle, and those puppies typically start dying 48 hours, 72 hours after birth. It's not right away. And you can tell you're in trouble because those puppies are born with leather faces, no hair on their faces, bulging eyes, and they just look like little birds, and you've got yourself a problem. And in that situation, you better have what you saw when I first put that lift down and lift this camera up. An oxygen concentrator, oxygen concentrator, and an incubator. Those are lifesavers. Without those, you're probably going to start losing puppies. Excuse me. Even with those, you take them early. You got a fight in your hand. Excuse me. I'm going to answer a few questions. Well, I'll read this while I get my voice back. Maybe some wide out. What do you think?
Probably not.
Okay, let's have a look here. Cynthia Gale says, hit the like button. Thank you. All right. Sonny Jones is with us from DMW. Angela Blind says, good evening. Hayden says, good evening. AC Freedom Frenchie says, good evening. I sound like RFJ Kennedy. Look at this. What is that problem? He has this phobia or something where his voice goes like this.
Okay.
He can't speak properly. My dysphobia is going to disappear in a few minutes. I'm not sure what's up with it. All right, Gilbert from Gilbert. Hey, my voice is coming back. Here we go. AZ Freedom's with us from Arizona. Reigning French Bulldog says hi. Rosetta Sanchez says hi, Tammy and James. Robin Zinsky, hello from Indiana. Richard Martin's here. So Richard Martin says, do you give parental Paramate and Trotrozil at 2 weeks together? You can. We absolutely give Paramate. We give parental Paramate at 2 and 4 weeks religiously. We give Trotrozil typically at 2 weeks, and you can put them together. It's fine. And actually, I've got my second litter of puppies. They're now, what are they now? 7 weeks old, Tammy?
Yes.
7 weeks old. They got a
Today.
dose. They got 3 days of Trotrozil because they had a bit of a loose stool. So we gave them a worming, and they still had a bit of loose stool. So I gave them 3 days of Trotrozil and just firmed everything right up. Cynthia she just said she had a C-section on the 4th, and it went well. Good. No Frenches. Just had her first litter. Mum was a struggle to get her to take care of the puppies, but due to your videos, it helped me a lot. Thank you. Now she's being a mama dog. Well, that's interesting. So we're just going to talk about that for a second, because this girl here, we were a bit, well, we had the C-section done. We put her in the car. We came home, and it was about an hour and 15 minutes from when she recovered from surgery before she saw her babies. She was so excited. It was scary. She was, in fact, too excited.
She was going to step on a baby.
She got
flip it over too hard.
Flipping puppies over to get to their bottom. She was so excited. She's not a first litter, but she was so excited. It was like,
well, her first litter was just one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so she was really going ape crazy because there were so many.
So this is what we did. We gave her some of that calming hemp tablets, which I had the bottle here. You can buy them. We use those occasionally if we're
We've got them. I think we sell them on My Breeder Supply.
Oh, do we? Okay. Yeah. Well, they're basically they got some THC in them or whatever,
and
CBD or whatever.
That's what I got out of that brown container.
Oh, is
that's
that
what I used. Yes.
Oh, well, it worked. It worked. Calmed her down. And, will it go across into the puppies? If it did, the puppies didn't mind it. They just got a bit of a high, I guess. But she was so stupidly excited. It was like too much. And Tammy was kind of really having to kind of calm her down and get her settled up. So this introduction to babies, and this is what this person was talking about, introduction to babies, got to be covered. Some mums, they just don't want anything to do with their baby, especially first-time mums. The secret to this, peanut butter on the bottoms, put their bottoms up in mum's face, make them lick it off. I had another lady the other day. She said it's 24 hours down and being completely rejected by mum. And I said, get her out on the floor, take the puppies, put some peanut butter on their bottoms, put them in her face, then lick it off, and then put the puppies on her and don't let her get up. Put your arm like an arm bar across her head so she can't get up. Be nice to her, encourage her, stroke her, say nice soothing words. And it worked. And she called me back about 5 hours later and says, the panic's off. She's loving her babies. It's all good. If you don't get mum to accept these babies in, what do you think, Tammy? In the first 2 days, you've got a problem.
The first few hours is what I think.
Well, probably, yes. But certainly, you can get this sorted out within a day. But if you let it go too long and you don't win the battle, you are going to have a problem on your hands. And I mean, certainly there are some breeds of dogs that they can bite puppies and get really don't want anything to do with their puppies. I've never seen that. We've always got past it. We've had dogs that have been a bit aloof to start with, but always this trick of the peanut butter and getting them out on the ground, telling them what we want to do, making them do it, and rewarding them for doing it has worked magic for us. Let's see some more questions before I go on. What I'm going to do here in a little bit is I'm going to tube feed a puppy, and I want to show you that process. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to do that here in a moment. So Hayden says we are day 9 after AI. Good, right? So you can do a blood test, relaxing blood test about another 20 days. Good. What day do you get an ultrasound? Typically, I recommend. They say day 24. I think that's early, but the problem is probably a little poop on its head. The problem with it is ultrasounds. I just don't go in for ultrasounds. I don't like going to the vet and exposing my dog, especially, if you've seen a thing on canine herpes virus 80% of dogs apparently have canine herpes virus. If your dog contracts it at the wrong time, it can wipe a litter out. So I don't like taking mama dogs to the vet if I don't have to. And a relaxant pregnancy test is super accurate. It doesn't tell you how many puppies are on board, but it will tell you whether your dog is pregnant or not. And I have never seen a line show up and the dog not be pregnant. I've seen no line show up and the dog is pregnant because you did the test too early. Tami says day 35, I say day 30, but sometime between those 2 days, you will get a good result from relaxing pregnancy tests. You do have to draw blood. We do sell those at My Breeder Supply. They're not very expensive. I think it's like $70 for 5 tests, and they've got a shelf life for a couple of years. So that's what I recommend on that. Anova says, everybody said they won't work, that Frenchies will not care for their puppies, but watching your videos, I've given it a shot and working. Used to separate mum and babies. That's a lot of work. Frenchies absolutely will look after their babies. All of our dogs look after their babies, but it's all about getting the right setup. And so somebody complained last week about me turning this into a video, into an advert for our products. And look, I mean, I only talk about these things because they're relevant to what we're doing, and not because I'm trying to hawk a product. It's because they damn well work. And what you're seeing behind us, by the way, is our heated whelping system. And these babies, you probably can't see. I see one there. I see another one over there. Another one right there. They're all lined up under the pig room. And you pick them up and they're just toasty warm. Mum's in there with the babies. She's not freaking out. I think it's a hugely bad idea to separate mum and babies, but you've got to get a good right. You must have a pig rail, which is this white thing going all the way around. And you must have a source of heat for the babies. And the way that our system works, which is patented by me, is that since the heat is only under the pig rail and nowhere else, the baby is congregate under the pig rail the most of the time, and they can't get squished by mum. But mum's not freaking out because she's there with the babies, and the babies can find mum. It's magical. All right. Do you, Trevor Bickle, do you always do? We always do C-sections.
Yes.
We have gotten situations where we've done natural births because we had our timing wrong and we didn't know what we were doing. Go back, 15 years ago. So we've had that happen. And we've had stuck puppies too. But these days, we don't muck around. We don't want to jeopardize mum. We don't want to lose a baby, and we haven't. And we do C-sections.
Well, you could lose mama. You could lose the
Yes.
litter.
Right.
And even if you just lose one, that's still heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So let's have a look. We could do with some more thumbs up. It would be nice if you, those half of you haven't given us a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing. It does help us in our metrics. If you'd give us a thumbs up, that would be appreciated. You just got to hit the like button. That's all it is. You're not subscribing to anything where you're going to get annoying bells going off. I mean, I recommend you do subscribe to us because we've got great videos. But the thing that we'd like you to do, it doesn't cost you any effort, hardly at all, is to go mash that like button. That would be appreciated. So Robin Sinsky says peanut butter is a great idea. It is. It was Tammy's idea. I mean, other people have probably come up with it first, but Tammy was the first one who introduced that to me, and it was magical. Both like jam. Right. Hillside Kennels. My Frenchie has a short nose and snorts all day long like she's asleep. I think it'd be okay to let her have babies with a boy that has a bigger, longer nose. Sure, absolutely. So look, I mean, here's the problem. I mean, you can always have surgery done on dogs to have their nares opened up. I've never had it done. She's a bit snorty back here. You can hear her. She doesn't do that most of the time. It's just when she gets anxious, she can be a bit snorty, and it happens. But she's outside and plays outside. But here's the thing. Today it's 100 degrees. I'm not taking a Frenchie outside other than just to pee and poop on a day like that. Any of my Frenchies. Because they'll definitely get overheated. And some dogs have got really closed up nares. Really closed up nares. Some of the vets call them nares. I call them nares. They just have a hard time breathing. And, they really can get in trouble. I've had dogs before. I had somebody come visit us one time to breed a couple of dogs. And one of those dogs started having heat stroke. And he got blue in the tongue, and we got some water on it and some lemon juice down its throat and got it cooled off. And the dog was fine. And we got the dog bred, and it had puppies a couple of months later. But it was scary. I thought we were going to lose a dog. Not good. But yeah, choose a dog with better open nares. That will help in most cases. You'll find that some of the dogs will inherit mum's nares, some will inherit dad's nares, and some will be somewhere in between. So, is there a test that you can do for the nare gene? No, there isn't. Is there a gene that's responsible for it? Absolutely. It's probably a multiple of genes that are responsible for the size of nose openings. But we don't have it. We've only got a few tests that we can do on dogs, and I think that some of those are a bit suspect anyway. So people say, "Oh, my dog's fine. There's nothing wrong with my dog. It can't have anything wrong. It's health panacea." That doesn't mean crap. It really doesn't. I mean, it does mean something. Don't get me wrong, but it's certainly it doesn't tell you whether you've got loose patellas or you've got elongated palates or any of these things. Got nothing. They're not in a standard health panel. Nobody's isolated those genes to be able to even test for them. Right. Hillside Council, I've seen you on a video you did as a guest on the Bully channel 2 years ago. Well, I'm glad you're with us. Good. Well, we've been doing this forever. Motion Only Club. Does little b, and little co mean roho? It means better than that. It means new shade. Little b, we now call roho. We used to call that testable chocolate. We now call it roho. Little co, we used to call untestable chocolate because you couldn't test for it, but now there is a test for it, so we now call that cocoa. So a roho dog is little b. A chocolate dog is little co, and if you combine those together, then you get new shade, which this girl behind you is a new shade. She's little b, co. So she's a roho. Well, excuse me, she's a new shade. Most new shades are a lot lighter in color than she is. She is a Willy Wonka daughter, and Willy Wonka had this really pretty dark coat, and she inherited it from her dad. Firan Flyame, Firefly. Oh, good Lord! Thank God this is not in German. We'd really be in trouble. My dog is 5 weeks pregnant. Sonogram confirmed she's having. Confirmed, good. She's having a light pink discharge. I've taken her to the vet tomorrow. What could we be in for? Well, so discharges, I've got a whole video on discharge on pregnant dogs. If you go look for that on YouTube, it'll give you this whole thing about 15 minutes worth of all the things it could possibly be. The one thing that you've always got to watch out for is pyometria. That is an infection of the uterus. If you're getting a discharge, especially if it's purulent, yellow, green, it's a bit stinky, mum's rubbing her bottom on the ground, she's not acting like she's happy, that is a serious situation, needs antibiotics. Might even have to have a dog spayed over this. If it's what's called a closed pyometra, where the dog is not leaking anything out, that's even more serious situation. Probably nothing to worry about. So what would I recommend? Take a temperature. If a temperature is 100.5 or less, which is normal for a Frenchie or for any dog, then I wouldn't get worried about it, just keep an eye on it. But if the discharge becomes more heavy, becomes more yellow or green, or she has a temperature, definitely time, temperature especially, time to go to the vet. What do you think you're doing? Oh yeah, she's going to spazzo on us. Coat color out works great. Yes, it does. There's a couple of coat color outs. There's Color My Frenchies and Coat Color Out. They're both great things if you want to find out what's going on with your dog. Right. So her eyebrows are cute. My male is a lilac with eyebrows like hers. Yeah, she's an 80-80 dog, 10 points, and that's why she's got those eyebrows. If you have brindle present, the 10 points don't show. That's why we're not fans of brindle. People hit me on this. Say, why don't you like brindle? Nothing wrong with a brindle dog. It's just that the 10 points don't show. And all these dogs have got 10 points. These little puppies back, they've all got 10 points. I'm going to show them to you in a moment. JJ Johnson, my 10-week puppy has diarrhea and has a little discharge coming out of her nose. Can you help? Well, I mean, this could be a number of different things. So, it could be a combination of different things. So the first thing is if you haven't wormed her in the last couple of weeks, worm her. If you haven't started on her shots, you should start on her shots. I mean, you've always got to be concerned about things like parvo, kennel cough. These are all kind of things that puppies can get, especially if they're exposed to other dogs. We do not put our puppies around any other dogs till they basically leave. And we don't want mum around any other dogs either, especially for a month before due date and a month afterwards because of this problem with potentially getting canine herpes virus. So if your dog hasn't had canine herpes virus and it gets it, remember 80% of dogs apparently have it, and it gets canine herpes virus at the wrong time while the puppies are being born, then those puppies can contract or likely will contract canine herpes virus and will die. Typically, you don't have a problem in subsequent litters, and it's all talked about in one of my videos. So you've got to watch out for canine herpesvirus. What would make a puppy have blood spots from their booty?
At what age?
We don't know. So we will talk about this. There's a number of reasons. So Tami, you want to have a go at that one? Blood spots. I mean, blood spots in their poop. That'd be one thing. What would you think of them?
I think of coccidiosis or giardia.
Right, exactly. So if you're seeing, especially if you see kind of a mucousy, kind of a loose stool, mucousy, and it's flecked with blood, that would be a sign that you've got either giardia or coccidia, needs to be treated. We do have tests for giardia that are very sensitive, and that's the best way to go at that. Someone's getting a puppy smacked. What was he doing, Tami? Oh, yeah. Blood specks could be that you've got fleas. Blood specks could be because the dog's been scratching its back end because it's got vaginitis. Could be that it's got allergy reaction. Lots of things it could be. So without knowing the particulars, the age of the puppy and whether other puppies have got it and how long it's been going on for, that's about the only diagnosis I can give you right now. Most and only club. My dog is big B, little CO, covered in cream. I was trying to figure out the difference. Yes. So the interesting thing is dogs that are little e covered in cream, it completely hides up everything else. You won't see the merle, you won't see the chocolate, you won't see the blue, you won't see the rojo, you won't see the lilac, you won't see the pied. They're all covered up. They just look like cream dogs. And cream comes in colors all the way from apricot to almost white. And it depends on the breed as to how white that might be. Hillside Kennels, are any of the babies still left out on that litter? Yes, there are a couple of boys that are. We'll talk about this at the back end of this. There's 3 boys that are. We'll talk about this at the back end of this.
Depends on if you want to. If you don't want to, have that one.
Shara Schilling, do you advertise puppies for other breeders if they use your studs?
Yeah.
It depends on the circumstances, and the answer is sometimes. It depends whether we've got competing litters. And if you're interested in this, give me a call. 580-799-2873. I don't advertise. The only time we ever do this if somebody has used one of our studs, and then it's only if we don't have competing dogs. If we've got competing dogs, then we don't want to do this because it's not fair to anybody. Is the pig rail 1.5 inches or 2 inches wide? That is a 1.5 inch piece of PVC pipe. Let's look at the pig rail real quick, then we'll talk. Then we'll go on to 2 feet of puppy. So, let me pick up this phone to do this. Let's see here. Somewhere here, I've got a. Here it is. So let's open this up. Hope Mum doesn't want to jump out. She won't do. There's Mama. So this may be hard for you to see, but the pig rail, what we do is we have these corner pieces that you can buy from us. Let's see if I can get this chair out of the way. The corner piece is basically a 1.5 inch elbow with a bolt threaded in it. And that's the basis of the whole pig rail. You just buy a 10-foot stick of 1.5 inch PVC, cut it up, and it all fits together. And this whole thing just plonks down in here. You can see it lifting up. Just plonks down into it. It's very easy to do. And actually, it's supposed to have foam pieces on the bolts, and I don't have them on this. And the reason for the foam piece, and it does come with it, is because puppies can get stuck behind that. We don't want that to happen. I need to put them on. All right, so why does this work so well? Because the temperature where Mum is, and you probably can't read this, you're going to have to take my word for it. The temperature right there says it's 77 degrees. It's 73 now, but let's see if I can point it there. See if we can see that. If you better see that or not. That's Mum. I don't know whether you can see that. Probably not. It was 77 degrees. Right, now I'm going to point this down right where the heat, and I'm just going to read it to you. It's 103. 103 to 106. Let's see if I can put this up there real quick. You might see it. It's 104. So the whole idea behind this is that it's just nice and warm. And so because it's so nice and toasty warm, the puppies love that area. And what you'll find is most of the time, all the puppies are hanging around the outside edge and they're under the pig rail and they can't get squished. This is the environment that makes your life so much easier. We don't hardly do anything. I mean, with this litter right here, Mum is, she's not a new mum. She's done this before. She's going to do great. Now, I do have a little bit of concern with this litter. They're small. We weigh our puppies every day. And when they come home, we identify all the puppies, we put what day it is, and we record their weight. It's in ounces, it could be in grams, it doesn't matter, same difference. So you can see the weights here, and the rates on these range from a 3 to a low of 6.5. 6.5 is not scary small. 4 is scary small. 5 is a concern. But the problem is they're going to lose about half an ounce over the first 24 hours. And so then this 6.5 dog could end up being 6. And in fact, you can see here it's 5.9. That's okay. It's not scary. But I don't like, the problem with this is if dogs start to get small, they don't have any reserve. And those puppies, if they get a little cold, or then they're not feeding so well, and the next thing you know, you've got puppies that are heading down in the wrong direction. And so that concerns me. So you've got a couple of ways to fix this. One is that you give them a bottle. And what I'm feeding here, and I'm going to do that here in a second, what I'm feeding here is Meyenberg's, buy this at Walmart.
It's backwards there.
Yeah, it'll be right when they see it.
Goat's milk.
It's goat's milk. Some people say, oh, you should be feeding Espalac. Espalac is powdered goat's milk. It's the same stuff. It's got, suppose you've got colostrum in it.
More cheaper. It's
Yeah.
same thing.
What I like whole products because they're unadulterated and you can't mess up the concentrations. So keep it in the fridge. You get this thing here would be good for a whole litter. That'll last one. It's about $4. But the powder stuff is absolutely fine. So here I am. This is the bottle I'm going to feed with. I did give them a bottle last night for a little bit, just to some, because Mum's milk is coming in, but it's not like super strong yet. So I kind of gave them a little booster. So this is a 0 to 3 month silicone nipple in a regular bottle. We actually have these in our puppy care kit, but you can obviously go buy them at a place like Walmart. So when you sit this upside down, I'm going to get a paper towel here. One of the things to watch for is how much is coming out of it. So I'm going to turn this upside down. Look at that. That will flood a puppy. That will absolutely flood a puppy. If you use this the way this is, you will flood a puppy and it'll have milk coming out of its nose and its mouth, and you could get milk aspiration. So you've got to be careful. The secret to this is just to hold it so you can just get the tip covered in milk. And now look, hardly coming out. That's the secret to it. Let's feed a puppy. All right, this is the smallest one. And she's nursing. I hate to pull her off titty when she's nursing, but that's fine. This is a little roho. Okay, so the secret to this is, first off, don't let the puppy get cold. I recommend that you wrap the puppy up in a paper towel or something to keep the puppy warm. I like paper towels because if I do flood her, I can take the paper towel and I can pat it on her nose and soak up that milk that's coming out. And if you don't do that, what happens is the next breath goes like this, and the milk that's showing up on her nose goes back in, which is not what you want. So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to give her the nipple and see whether she likes it. If she doesn't like it, we'll just kind of, there it is. There we go. Now, you can see how I'm holding this. I've hardly got milk in the nipple. You can see, if you probably can't see it there, but I can see bubbles showing up. I know that she's getting milk, and she's doing great. And how long would I feed her for? For as long as she wants to go before she kicks that nipple off to the side. Or if milk starts coming out of the bottom of her mouth or over her nose a lot. And if I pull this away, she'll start going for it. See that? She's going for it. So that's, and there you go. Now there you go. There it's exactly what I'm talking about. So what you do is this. There we go. Just a little bit of milk.
Can't see it. You don't have it up high.
You got a little bit of milk on her nose.
Yeah.
There
the
we go.
paper towel's really good.
Really good.
It up.
Right. So I'm not going to feed this puppy. Another thing to watch out for is if you're feeding a puppy, if it has a really big swollen belly, it's already had a lot of milk from mum. And for that reason, you'd be very careful and not overfeed. They can take a lot of milk. How much milk should a puppy have? If it hasn't had any milk in 3 hours, it needs to be fed every 3 hours. I'm going to tube feed that puppy.
Oh, sorry.
Bring it back out to it.
Can I wash my hands?
Sure. So that's a good thing here. Tammy says she's going to wash her hands. Why would you wash her hands? Because there's other puppies over here, and we don't want to cross-contaminate. I'm not wearing gloves. It's unlikely they're going to catch anything from me. I did wash my hands before all of this. Typically, pathogens that dogs get are different than the pathogens that humans get. There's not a lot of what's called zoonotic stuff going on where, dogs can have colds, but they don't get colds from humans. And you don't get colds from dogs, although dogs can have colds, right? So should you be wearing gloves? if you want to knock yourself out, I don't worry with it. But okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to tube feed, because I want to show you this process. So those of you who haven't done this, it's something that you absolutely need to learn how to do. So here's a tube feeding rig. It's a syringe and it's a tube, and it's a very skinny. It's a number 8 French tube. Something between a 6 and a number 8 French tube would be a cent. The bigger the number, the smaller the number, the bigger the tube is. So number 6 is pretty big. Here's my goat's milk that's warmed up. It's filled, it's nice and warm. I'm going to feed this 6.5 ounce puppy. I'm going to feed it 6 mils. So it doesn't matter if you don't get this totally on the money, but there's 6 mils. I'm now going to turn this upside down and get the air out of it.
You're going to feed her 6 meals, right?
Yeah. There it is, 6 mils.
But you're not going to feed her the total 6 meals. Yeah. She just had milk.
I shouldn't have anything we're talking about. All right, so now the next thing is you've got to make sure that you get this in all the way down to her stomach, not in a lung. How do you do that? Tammy, can you hold that puppy up? What you do, you can take it so we can see the puppy. Oh, I'll just hold that and I'll do it. You want to take the tip off there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the tube and you're going to put it down to their navel. Hold it with your finger, go up to their... That is as much as I want to get in. So can you hold the puppy?
Can you double check it again, please?
So, let go of the puppy.
Well, I'm holding her neck up, see the exact.
They can't see because your hand's in the way.
Okay, then there.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Look, anything close is good. I'm now going to take a felt pen and make a mark. And if I get that mark up to her mouth, I know that I don't have it in the lung and I've got it in her stomach. And that will be fine for the whole litter. I don't have to remark for every puppy. Now, some of these puppies weigh a bit more than others, but they're all close. 6 is going to be fine. Here we go. So this is so simple to do. I can tube feed a puppy. This puppy's never been tube fed before, has not any idea what's coming down the pipe here. So what you do is you've got to go above their tongue, above the tongue, and just get it to swallow it. Sometimes dipping it in milk can help. There it is, above the tongue. Feed it in, and just kind of wiggle it around a little bit. And there it goes. All of a sudden, it's gone to the black mark. Hold it there with your finger. Squeeze all the milk into her.
But they weren't able to see her licking and acting like she's sucking it up. Yeah, but she does
I'll do another one. I'll do another one then.
She does this.
That puppy's fed. Let's do another one.
See where she's licking?
Yes.
That's what she's doing when you have that in her mouth.
Let's do another one.
Sucking it in. You're not forcing it down.
You got her? You always give me the eye.
Well, because you're overreacting on.
Okay. Do another one real quick. All right. So there's my another 6 ounces going in. There's 6 ounces. Right there it is. Warm milk. Another puppy.
Our little.
There's the mark. Little court. No, this is a.
I meant husky.
Husky. It's a husky.
Yes.
We'll talk about this in a little bit. We'll tell you what the colors are. This is a husky. Probably a husky Isabella. So I'm going to grab her.
And they're all full fluffy. No brindle, no pied.
So I'm going to grab her.
That's the only
thing we know. It's hard for me to do this, but I'm trying to do this so you can see it. But here we go. Her tongue's up the roof of her mouth, so I've got to. Yeah, just put that down. I'll move this. Come on, puppy. Little lick on. There's the tongue coming out. Let's see if we can get a look. There it is. It's above her tongue. Here we go. All the way to the mark. It's not quite going in there.
She's swallowing it. You don't have to force it. She'll actually swallow it.
There it is. I'm just going to grip this now with my finger right there, so I know that it's in the right place. And here comes all the milk. There goes all the milk. Puppy's fed.
Fed.
Puppy's fed. There it is. Done. That easy.
Yeah. So your 2 o'clock feedings on some mamas that quit feeding their puppies or been mean to the puppies, you feeding 6 puppies with each puppy.
Is that the boy or the girl? So I know
it's the female.
Give me the other female, so I'll do her. That way I know where I am. I don't want to double feed a puppy, so I'm just going to do one more. Because they're all small, and I need a little bit of a boost.
Mama, get
do one more real quick. Here we go again.
Thank you.
Put it in the thing here. Suck up.
Not on her head. Another husky. Full fluffy babies. Supreme Husky is who we used. Beautifully marked babies.
So then I've done
3.
Which silver didn't I do?
The male.
Okay, good. Right, so you just hold. Yeah, there you go. So here we go again. And get him to put it's above his lips. There he goes. And it's wiggling around a little bit. And all of a sudden it'll
Your
kind of
fingers
go.
in the
There
way.
it is. There's the mark. There it is. I'm gripping it right there. And then I'm plunging.
She had a lot of air in that.
Go. Pull it out slowly. The reason to pull it out slowly is there is a little divots on the side of this, and you could scrape a bit of skin off on their esophagus if you pulled it out quickly. So just
But you
pull it
want to
out.
make sure you get all the air out of it.
Yes, right, exactly. All right, so now we just
We don't
treated
need
the
to
puppies.
feed the males. They're all heavy.
Yes, right. So let's see what questions we've got. Sarah says, also wanted to let you know the potty tray is a game changer. I'm amazed at how quickly puppy took to it. It works incredibly. Makes it so easy to take.
Mhm.
It is. You know, we've come up with a number of things over the years. I think one of the things that Tami was really the person who first came up with it, is it absolutely is a game changer because now, well, I'm going to turn this camera in. I'm going to show you potty trays.
Oh, foot. I ran over it. They're sleeping angels right now, which is the only
So-
time they're angels at this age.
There's the potty trays in the back, and Tami just cleaned them, so
I
it's
just
not.
cleaned them because they were awful.
Yeah, but she hasn't cleaned the pads out, and they just crap in the right place. And here's their bedding area. At nighttime,
Where they go at night.
the nighttime they've got a
They're
small one.
being
in there.
crate trained,
Yeah, crate trained.
potty trained, and crate trained.
Yeah, so it is magical. It does work beautifully well. It's you'd be. I mean, literally, the first time you put it in there, the puppies are pooping in one place. They're not pooping all over. It just makes life so much easier. All right, so again, I'm not trying to make this an advert.
You need to
James
scroll
says, wipe your camera
please.
lens. It's a bit blurry. That camera lens is a bit blurry. All right, very good. Let's see if that. Sorry about that. Maybe that improves it a bit.
Maybe the back too. You want me to tend
No, I
to?
thought I was being used.
How's that?
More thumbs up, please. Yes, more thumbs up, please. Yes, give us some more thumbs up. Thank you, Casey. That'd be nice.
Scoot over. That's good. You're too
You talked a few weeks ago. Rainy Frenchie says you talked a few weeks ago about your girls having their own areas so they can eat their food throughout the day as they like. Do they all have their own rooms? No, they don't. So our dogs, we have
They're in one big room.
one big room. It's heated,
Maybe
and
that's what it means.
yes, we have a dedicated room for the dogs.
They have their own TV, air
Yes,
conditioned
they do.
and heated.
Yes. Do. And then there's a large area outside that's about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not a quarter of an acre, but maybe an eighth of an acre. They can go roaming and run around in a fenced-in area.
Mhm.
We have 3 levels of security on our dogs.
With the coolant out there since it is summertime.
Yes,
A
with the-
coolant and the fans, and so they're
some cooler fans.
when they're outside.
Right, because they get overheated. So we have 3 levels of security. Dogs have their own areas that they sleep in. They're separated with their own bowls, and they get fed in the morning, and they get about 3 hours to consume whatever food they want.
Mhm.
Then that bedding gets changed. They go out in the morning first thing, come in and they eat. They go out and they play. They come in. The bedding gets changed if necessary. They go out. Food is removed, and then they've got the night. So each dog is in its own area. Now, Tammy's got a poodle that's in the house with her,
Mhm.
but she gets put up in a crate at night, doesn't she?
Mhm.
Right. So we don't let them just run
I
around.
fully believe in that crate because when you need to leave the house, you know exactly where your dog is in her crate. She's not roaming around the house getting into something to
Right.
chew up and eat up.
We've got 4
Yeah.
females. That's what we've got. 4 females. So
Well, 3 right now.
yes.
I
Right.
call them my working girls.
Yes, right. Yeah, 4. Yeah, so there's 3 right now because one's here. So
Yeah.
So then when Mama is about a week before due date, they come into the house into a crate like this, and they're then under our supervision. We've got a camera in here, and they're not going to be in contact with any other dogs now until she's weaned her puppies.
We have 3 working girls.
Yes.
You said we have 4.
Well, we do. We've got
This
a new
is
girl.
her 4th.
Right.
Yeah, well, she's a puppy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Trevor Bickle, would you say that you are very concerned about them being so cool? I'm not sure what you mean But I am concerned about puppies getting cold. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Puppies until they're about
That's
7
what this
days,
heated whelping system's for,
Right.
to keep the puppies warm.
7 to 10 days old, they can't regulate the heat, and if they get cold, you can lose a puppy in a few hours. So this is and they get lethargic, and they stop nursing, and then they're done.
And then they do a death cry.
And they do a death cry, and you can't.
yeah.
It's hard to get them back from that. So an incubator that I showed you is a critical part about this. You get one way you can test a puppy. Can you grab a puppy real quick, and we can show a puppy off, maybe? I'll show you how you can find out whether the puppy's okay.
Let me get her. Let me get my little baby.
So, Tammy, stick your little pinky in that dog's mouth and tell us what you feel.
Oh, she's shut her mouth. She says she's full. Oh, I feel nice, warm, and wet.
And what is she doing?
She's nursing.
There you go. That's a
There
puppy.
she goes.
That's a puppy that's in good shape. If a puppy
She's
is
pretty.
dry, then it's probably, if you lift the
She's
skin up on the back of the neck, it'll
If it
tense up.
stays, then it's
See, it's not staying.
Yeah.
If it stays tented,
Yeah.
then that's a puppy that's probably dehydrated. It'll be dry. If a puppy is cool in its mouth, it absolutely needs to be warmed up. That puppy's cold and get in trouble. And then if it's not nursing, it's not going to nurse on mum, you're going to have to tube feed. So those are the things to do. If you've got a puppy like that that's nursing, it's suckling, it's warm and it's moist, you're almost certain that you don't have a problem on your hands. So Sonny Jones says paying burgers is about $7 at Walmart. I think I paid $5 something yesterday, but either way, that's fine.
for what?
For the Mainburg's goat's milk. Oh, that's a different litter than you had last week, Hillside Count says. Yes, it is. The other litter, we're going to talk about a couple of those dogs here in a moment. We don't normally have
our beetle group, and I wore my shirt. All you need is love.
Yes.
They're named after the Beatles songs.
I mean, it
The
sounds
other
like we've got
litter.
puppies all the time. We don't. We have typically 3 or 4 litters a year, but you know how it is. Dogs go back to back. I mean, in this case, a couple of months apart.
Oh, not even a couple of months. It was like, well, yeah, this was a couple of months.
Richard Martin, what temperature do you heat the milk to? Do you warm it in a microwave? Yes, on the microwave. That much milk in my microwave takes about 12 seconds. Just make sure it feels warm. If you've got any doubt, do like you would with baby's milk, put a little bit on your wrist, right? You don't want to give them cold milk. I've got people who say, oh, don't use a microwave, it destroys the milk. Rubbish, it doesn't do that. It's all, you warm it up any way you want. If you want to take the time to run hot water over it, do it. I put it in the microwave, and it's not ionizing radiation. It's not going to hurt it. Okay.
Remember, when one female goes into heat, usually the other females come into heat anywhere from a week to a month later. They're all coming in heat together. So when we said we have 3 working girls, we had 2 take and 1 didn't.
Cynthia Gale says, on My Breeder Supply, 50% off stud fees for July. Actually, it's even better than that. It's 50% off any booked stud fee that can be used in the future. You don't have to use it in July. You just have to book it and pay for it before August 1. And then what do? You get you don't have to pay the shipping. That gets billed. It's $250 for overnight shipping. You can have multiple shipments. You only pay the stud fee, half price one time. We ship FedEx, get it to you, collect in the afternoon, get it to you the next morning. Every single female that you produce from a breeding of one of Cody's studs will, for the life of that dog, those puppies, have half-price stud fees forever.
And I've got 3 females. So if you like that, you get that with these females.
If you want to see those dogs, probably the best place to look at them is on Love My Pups, the stud section, my website, because I've got more information on dogs. And there is one dog that you see on My Breeder Supply that's not on my website. That is a new dog that he's got, who is a sister to Capri.
He's a brother to Capri
because
he's a stud dog.
Brother to Capri.
Yeah, future stud dog.
And
So he's her brother.
He is
his sister.
He is a Merle.
Harlequin Tweed Merle.
Harlequin
New
Tweed
shade.
Fluffy.
New shade Isabella. Harlequin Tweed Merle. New shade Isabella. Full fluffy carrying pink.
Yeah, special dog.
Oh, he is. He's
So I don't know what the
nice.
ultimate stud fee on that dog. I think he's got
His
a
head's
3,000. It's $1,500. That's just cheap for that dog. I can tell you that's cheap. It's quite a bit less than we paid to a similar kind of dog to breed this to. We went outside our lineup because that dog wasn't available. If it had been available, we'd have used that dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. We won't use him on his sister though either.
Max, yes, Max WYD says, I'm having my first litter tomorrow. I've been watching you guys for over a year. Can I make my own tube feeding kit from stuff from Walmart or a simple? You can. What you need is you need some gas line from a weed eater. And I've got a video on that. If you look up on my videos, DIY tube feeding, you'll see me building one, making one off some gas line for a weed eater because it's skinny enough. But the important thing, look, this dirt, you go to My British Supply and order it. We get a kit, just order it.
It wouldn't be as flexible.
No, it's not.
No, it's
not
not as
graduated.
flexible.
And it's bigger. No, it's in a pinch.
Order the tube feeding
in a
because
pinch.
you're talking about a tube that's used for something else that's a little tougher, a little harder, not flexible.
Yeah.
You can order just the tube feeder by itself.
Motion Only says, are you going to have albino puppies in the future? I don't know about that. I mean, none of these are albinos. They're pink carriers. I'm not sure about, what do you think about the albinos? I mean, they're kind of
The only thing I want to make sure that the pigment around the eye has some color to it. But other than that, that's my only problem is I want some pigment.
Arga Jonathan, my male dog has mated with my female dog on the 8th day of the cycle, but my male dog doesn't want to mate even though the female is menstruating on the 10th day. Separate the dogs. Dogs that run around together typically don't want to breed each other. Separate the dogs 24 hours at least where they can't see, smell, hear each other, and then introduce them and see if that might magically make a huge difference. And you can always collect from the dog and do an AI. They don't have to do it themselves. You can step in there and do it for them. Can a dog get pregnant when a progesterone level is 13? Sure, absolutely can. So if you bred a dog at 13, you're really close to an optimum time to breed a dog anyway. So yeah, very likely that dog can get bred. A dog can get bred on any progesterone level if it's in heat. But I mean, typically the window of opportunity is something between a 10 and a 20, with the preferred time being 15. Hillside Kel says, yep, Tammy, I had one girl come in and all 5 all came in a few days apart. Now all 6 are pregnant. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know how that is.
I feel sorry for you. I've got my 5 and those 6, and it's like very time consuming. I mean, it does a lot. And
Raining Frenchie says, have you shipped semen to Canada lately? Yes, last month we shipped to Canada. Is it difficult to ship to us? No, but there are some processes to go through to get it done. And particularly you have to have power of attorney, things that we know how to do so it doesn't get held up. But it can get held up occasionally for a day. Shipmate will cover that and you'll be okay. So we like to do 2 shipments to Canada always, 2 days apart.
Here is we definitely know he's a Rojo and tan Koi.
Show us the dogs, Tammy.
Yeah. He's not Koi. I'm sorry. I've got Koi on my mind. He is a Rojo and tan Husky. Isn't he gorgeous?
So you'd think this is a pied dog. It's not a pied dog.
Not.
This is the Husky gene.
It's
a
the
different
Husky gene.
It's not a pied dog. Does not have pied. She does not have pied. Neither does his Husky Supreme.
He's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's got a nice rope. I get him to be still. He says, I was nursing.
He's the biggest one of the litter, isn't he?
Wanting to nurse, yeah.
Same color as mine.
Yeah.
So he's a Rojo.
But he's Yes, a Rojo and tan Husky.
Rojo
Full
and tan
fluffy.
Right.
No brindle, no pied.
Carries blue and almost certainly carries cocoa. But we are going to take the dew claws tomorrow, and in about another 5-6 days, by next weekend, we should know the DNA for sure.
This is the little boy.
Another Husky.
And he is another Husky. That we got 4 Huskies out of 5. That's great. Husky Supreme is the daddy. He is either Isabella and tan Husky, or a new shade, but I think he's more of an Isabella. We'll find out with the DNA. We're going to do DNA.
So what Tammy's talking about here is this dog little b, little c, little c, little d, little d? I think it is. But we will find out. And it's definitely a Husky. Yeah. And it's definitely a full fluffy because both parents are full fluffies.
Now these guys they'll produce bukus in whatever female that you're.
Oh yeah,
it just takes one copy. It just takes
one copy to get Husky to come out. Yes, which is great.
He's wanting to nurse. He's all the time eating.
Look at his little face. He's got a nice little flat face.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Nice and pink.
He's gorgeous.
He feels nice, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks good. Yes.
Here's
the one that didn't get tube fed.
No, because he weighs.
Keep on going.
Oh, I showed the females a while ago when we were doing the tube feeding.
You don't want to show a little. You don't want to show one more. They all look the same at this age anyway. So the females are the smaller dogs. There's 3 females and 2 males. Remember, if you buy a female from us, it comes with lifetime half price breedings. So you breed back
There's
to
your
presumably
females. Same
Yep.
thing. Isabella Huskies or New Shade.
Yes.
And then, of course, the baby that looks just like her mama,
Is
a
not
Rojo in tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep.
full fluffies, no
Yes.
brindle, no
Right.
pied.
Right.
They're great.
Yep. Okay, so we've got some questions here.
They want to see the one.
So Hillside, yes, get those. Hillside Kennel says, I'm scared they all do natural births with Shih Tzus. Sure. I mean, that's probably fine.
The heads are.
What does husky mean? A good question. Tammy, tell us what husky. Tammy's running away.
No, I'm pulling out
Husky
more
is a-
puppies. I saw
husky
what
is a
time it
pattern.
is.
So if you look at a husky, like a Siberian husky, where you have this pattern of 2 colors on its face, that is the husky pattern. And that's what we've got with these. That's the husky pattern. Versus this little.
Okay, go ahead, finish up.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
This is the other litter.
Notice they got tape on their ears. They had their ears up, and then we gave the 6-week shot, and ears came down. This is normal. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I had one, which both his ears were trying to flip down, so I went ahead and taped them up. He is a Harlequin Tweed Merle, New Shade Isabella, full fluffy, carrying pink. So he is a gorgeous boy. He is out of NBA Young Koi from Leland Finn in Oklahoma. These are Oklahoma bred babies.
6 in this litter.
Look at his square top head. Look at his nice nares.
Nice solid little boy.
Open nares.
And
Beautiful.
NBA is a small dog, says Mum.
Look at his coloring. So he is a gorgeous boy.
He's available.
He is available.
Two
Then
more
I've
that are
got,
available. Tammy's going to show those to you now.
yeah.
Before
So
everybody
the
comes
other
to us.
little boy that carries pink as well.
Hayden says great flat face. You've got a good,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got a good nose for dogs, Hayden.
This is the other carrying pink boy. He is a New Shade. Is a New Shade Isabella Koi, and they're husky kois is what they are. Daddy is NBA Young Koi,
I'm going to put it back.
and his nice flat face. James,
I
pay
want to
attention
close
to
that.
her.
I want to close that gate.
Okay.
She's getting pretty anxious. She's seeing
That's
puppies.
him. That is the tax man.
Okay.
Okay, Mama. It's all right.
Mama hasn't seen these puppies before,
No.
and I don't know if she thinks they're hers. But I don't want her doing something silly and jumping out of this cage.
Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
up in the air.
So anyway, the tax
Okay,
man.
Mama. Okay.
The tax man is a fluffy carrier. Here is Hey Jude. He is a New Shade Isabella tan koi, husky koi, full fluffy.
Not husky.
Husky kois. His daddy is.
Oh, okay.
Honey, don't.
Okay. Sorry.
It's a full fluffy.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
New
available.
Shade Isabella
Yes.
koi, full fluffy.
And then for
And
the sake,
he did not get pink. The other
Yes.
2 did get pink, full fluffy.
show the panda dog too, because this is a bit different. This one's spoken for, so this dog's not available. But I want you to see a panda. This is a panda koi. So this is the version of Merle makes a koi.
Mama, it's okay.
And the panda is the particular markings that you see here, where you get this panda markings with the ears
Both his ears are dark.
and the shading
Of
of
course,
the
I've
eyes.
got tape on one ear because
Yes.
one ear flopped.
Really beautiful
But this
coat.
boy is going to Ariel.
Yes.
He's going to be Billy's little brother.
Yes.
Look at the beautiful blue eyes.
Yes.
Beautiful blue eyes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
They
Let's-
all have blue eyes.
They all got blue eyes.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. So how much is he? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. But the answer is, if you're interested, call Tammy. 580-799-1910. She'll FaceTime with you. She'll tell you all about them and prices and everything else in between.
Yeah. I'll FaceTime you, or you can FaceTime me and I'll answer it. But it's 580-799-1910.
So Dr. Credit says, mine was born almost 2 weeks ago on the 13th. And for the first time ever, she jumped down the whole freaking flight of stairs. She's a little limp,
Oh.
and I'm worried about miscarriage. you're probably going to be okay. And the reason for that is because you're not very far into the pregnancy. I think so for us, the advice is dogs that are pregnant, don't let them jump off beds and chairs and couches and settees in that last 10 days of their pregnancy, because that's when you've got a lot of mass there that gets jarred and you can pull things free. So that's when you really are more susceptible. I think when they're just not long after conception, I think other than the fact that she may have a sprained leg, which I'd probably get over it, I don't think you're going to have a miscarriage over this. I think it's highly unlikely. Vet's closed tomorrow. They're closed. Look, again, so what would I do? I wouldn't go to the vet. I would go to the vet if my dog had, I was worried about a broken leg or severe sprain that I thought the dog could do something. The dog cannot do anything for you in terms of if you've done something on the insides, but you can do this. If you're ever worried about a dog that you think has got jarred, or you're worried maybe a bit of a discharge going on, you're not sure, pen the dog up for 24, 48 hours. Don't let the dog run around. Let that, typically what happens, you get a little tear somewhere, you get a bit of bleeding, and it will mend itself, just like if you get a cut. So you're not going to have surgery on a dog. It's not like we would do maybe with, a human baby that was, was a month from term. Those dogs, we've got facilities, neonatal care, and we can do things, microsurgery, and those things. You can't do that on these dogs. It's not going to happen. Your psychiatrist says, I got so interested in what you're doing, I forgot to make some coffee. Okay, I hear you. Right, well, we're doing good on the subscriptions, and we're about down to the end of this now because we've gone over the hour mark. So I'll just answer a couple more questions. So Dr. Aquatic says, okay, then no vet then. Well, no vet unless you know there's something seriously wrong. Remember, Tami, are you a vet?
If she's bleeding, you definitely want to go to the vet.
Tami, are you a vet?
Huh?
Are you a vet?
No.
Do you give veterinary medical advice to people?
No.
No. It's not. All of our advice is not as a substitute for a vet. I want to make that absolutely clear. We're not vets. We've just been doing this for a long time. We try to give good advice, but we don't want somebody. If you're not sure, you should go to the vet always. You should not just take what somebody, random person on the internet like me tells you, right? And anything you're being told, always take everything with a grain of salt. Does it sound reasonable? Because if it doesn't, it probably isn't reasonable, right? We try to give you good advice. If we don't know, then we're not going to try and blow smoke. We'll tell you we don't know. But that doesn't mean we're always right. So just want to get that clear. What temp are you looking for with the heated tape? 104 degrees. 104 is great. It sounds hot, but remember that puppies' temperature is around 100 degrees. And if the tape is colder than them, they're taking their heat and putting it in the tape. So for heat to pass from the floor into the dog, it has to be hotter than them, 104.
We used to have people call up and say, well, I've turned my heat up to 85.
Good question from Dana Hall.
So,
yeah.
And it was like, there's no way you can turn your heat up hot enough to keep those babies
warm.
warm.
They only make one person happy, and that's
was
the
in the
electric
wintertime,
company.
of course.
That's
no
the
doubt.
electric company.
Yeah.
Mum will hate it. Hell, it's in here. It's what, 74 degrees, and she's panting. 74 degrees. It's a little chilly in here myself. But the puppies aren't shivering because they
Well,
are.
I had it at 73.
Look at them all. They are literally
all.
Every single puppy now is around the little pig rail. Yeah. Every puppy's on the pig rail. They're all. And when you pick, that's where they spend their time. All of them. All of them.
They're all under that big rail. Feeling the heat.
Ink down. What if I see some
put a thin towel in there?
What if
I put a thick towel? They're not going to feel the heat.
Yeah, and we do need to get traction. We don't need traction right now. Traction's not an issue until they really start to get their eyes. About day 7 to 10, they need to have.
Yeah, but they'll find that heat. They'll actually end up moving that towel just to be on the black.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you put these puppies, if you take mum out to go pee and poop, and you pile all the puppies in the middle, it won't be a few minutes till they're all underneath the pig rail. So they'd have found it. So here's about the last question here. What if I see some blood clots after C-section on the blankets? Is that normal? Absolutely. Yes. You will absolutely see that.
In fact, Posh, she was bleeding after she whelped the puppies.
Wean the puppies.
Yeah, weaned. I'm sorry, weaned the puppies.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah, still got a bit of blood
yeah,
discharge.
about 5.5 weeks.
Yep.
So she was still doing some bleeding.
Yep. Right.
Some quit early and some don't.
All right. Dana Halls asked about DM. Why is DM included in Frenchie panel if they can't get it? Well, that's a good question. Why don't you go? I can tell you the reason. You don't know the reason why, Dana? Why do you think? I'll give you a guess as to why DM's on a French Bulldog panel. You're thinking. That's the answer. Because they make money at it, right? They make money at it. And they don't want to differentiate. Look, DM does affect some breeds. So they just do a blanket test and they make it available. And I think they do make a comment now about DM not affecting French Bulldogs. So I think they're doing us a disservice because just like somebody says, it confused everyone. And for some people, this becomes a selling
bigger
issue.
breeds, I should
You know,
say.
people say, "Oh, I don't want one of your French Bulldogs. Got a copy of DM." It's completely irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. All it is just a distraction. That's all it is. It will not hurt your dog.
I think that all started up over in England, your wonderful country in the UK.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's been around a long time. I don't know. Well, some dogs do get. I can't think what DM stands for.
It's in your bigger breeds.
Yes.
Your German Shepherds,
what does
your
it stand for?
Labs, your
Myaletheia.